Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Fully Lit. My name's Julia Prude-Homie, and we keep it 2323 over here, where we buy the truth, but we do not sell it, nor instruction, understanding, or wisdom. So let's hop into the video. I'm hard on myself, more so than anything else in the world, and I just want to give you a perspective of how I'm able to transmute certain things, okay? Aspects of myself that I'm not the highest functioning, but that doesn't mean I don't have the potential to get there. So knowing my potential and constantly heading in that direction can look messy. And I'm okay with things being messy as long as I continue to show up. How did I get to this point? Okay, well, got my little Venn diagram going on over here. The best way that I can explain it is everything in life is a choice. That being said, that does not mean you deserved anything that happened to you. But at some point, you do ask for it. Now, let me explain this a little bit more. I don't want to rip my little stickies. The way that I break down life is there a marker over here? Dry erase one. Yes, I got one. Okay, good. So, here we go. You have a traumatic event that happens to you. Okay, betrayal, yeah. Then you can also, so what falls under betrayal could be like deception, cheated on, lied to. Okay, so this is like one form of a traumatic experience, okay? But then you can have like other kinds of traumatic experiences. So like sexual abuse could be its own little nest egg. Let's go, how about family image, that where they have to like conform. Okay, so you see how like this is like the general theme. These are contexts, but like they're still a little bit above context because it's not necessarily in the moment, but you can like dissect it, right? These are all traumatic events, okay? So it takes courage to love, okay? And after we go through these little eggs here, or we'll call them seeds, these little types of bad seeds that happen in our lives. So then we have new people that come into our lives and we have fear. So these create fear because it hurts. So it creates an emotional response. And because this emotional response usually is unpleasant, or let's call it undesirable. My marker. Okay, so we have betrayal, deception, cheated on, lied to. Like these are types of betrayal. Sexual abuse, family image. Those are different kinds of trauma. So then we go into it. It creates an emotional response, and rather for these unpleasant experiences, it's something that we feel that is undesirable. Okay. So undesirable does not fall into unattainable. So like when we use these things, we say, I'm scared to get hurt. I say, oh shit, maybe I'll recognize it faster next time. Love takes courage. And just because this was an undesirable experience doesn't mean that you stop having the courage to love, right? It just means you got to get better on how to recognize these situations here, right? And you do that with love for yourself, love for others, and forgiveness, right? Because if you're too busy being mad, you're going to miss the pattern. If you're too busy being angry and caught up into the context of these things here because you haven't forgiven and you want to hurt, that's the thing. Do you want to hurt or do you want to find peace? Because these little seeds, you can let them plant bad seeds or you can learn to grow in the dark. Because these things don't define you. And if you're going to say, I'm scared because of these things to love, you've now given your courage and your power to these bad seeds to grow into something bad. Does that make sense? They can make bad seeds or we can turn them into something we can use as fuel, right? So the reason why I say everything in life is a choice, first and foremost, anyone new that comes into my life, anybody and everybody gets my trust, but my respect and their credibility is earned. Trust is given, respect and credibility is earned. Firm rule in my life, okay? The same starting point as everyone else, okay? So with every experience, say I was cheated on or someone deceived me. If I choose to engage with that person after the first time I catch them in a deceiving me, cheating on me, lying to me, any of these seeds that could be planted, okay? Any of these things that have happened in my past, any betrayal, any hurt, any trauma, anything. If I continue to engage after the first recognition, that is my choice, and I called that upon myself. I asked for it in a way. You could say, well, I didn't ask for it, but I'm just saying if it were to happen, I can't complain. And that's how I live my life. When I was learning the different ways that deception can look or that people behave, when I was learning these patterns, every single time that like I went into a new experience, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is how it's going to turn out, but I got to witness a different way that it can look. So I don't consider that a loss. I consider that a win. Sure, like whatever I lost, but it was well worth the loss to what I gained, the knowledge that I inquired. Yeah, inquired? Acquired. Okay. So that's literally my perspective on life. Okay. Where I got to learn that like everybody is solid up until a certain point, right? People want to be good people, but everyone has a different breaking point where that shifts for them. So like it's about being able to recognize their capacity to uphold their integrity. And a lot of the times if they have a low capacity, it's because they haven't been given the emotional skills to increase it, the processing. And that's my conclusion. And don't feel like a victim, because after the first time, you're damn fucking right. It's equally your fault as it is there. Don't give away your courage. Turn this pain that you get from these bad seeds into empowerment, but don't ever discourage somebody from going out and finding out for themselves, because everybody needs to see it in real time. Like every time when my mom was alive, she would ask me what I was going through. She went through a similar experience, and she would tell me what played out in her experience. And she said, I know it's not exactly the same, but these are the things that I would watch for. And those little keys of information to watch for helped me so much, because I kept it in the back of my mind as I went through those experiences of my own. Don't lose your courage to love yourself or your belief in yourself because somebody said X, Y, and Z, or someone thinks X, Y, and Z. You becoming unfuckable with starts with fucking with yourself. Like you gotta have enough courage to go out there and love. The only way you're gonna get better is to love the pain, love the betrayal, love the rejection, because it only helps you get better and see that it's not them rejecting you, it's you rejecting yourself by chasing people who don't accept you and love you for who you are. And you're worth who do. So we forget, we release. I'm going to show you guys a little clip here.
He was with his dad and his family. When I woke up the next day, I saw that he had texted me at 3:41 in the morning, and it said, "Mother, I love you," which wasn't unusual. And I had this overwhelming feeling that I should drive to his dad's house, but I didn't. I texted Jordan's dad and said, "Is Jordan at home?" And 9 minutes later, he called me, and all he said to me was, "Jordan's gone." He was normal kid conversation. It went on for 6 hours. Then it came down to send me a picture of yourself. And once he shared an image with them, that was it. They demanded $1,000 from him, or they were going to send this to all of his friends, followers, family. This is called financial sextortion.
This is why I do what I do. And I talk about what I talk about on my channel, is to help to aid in people becoming unfuckable with, so that they don't feel like they have to take their lives. Okay, thank you.